figure in the art room. This happened in the 40th year of Showa, 1965, when Natsuko was in the 4th grade. At the time, her school was still an old wooden 2-story building. And there was a rumor that once the teachers and students went home, you could hear a sound echoing in the silent school. Kotsun, kotsun. It's probably just the janitor guy patrolling the school, right? Natsuko said. Like I said, we already asked him, Emi-chan then replied. Eh? Well then, who could it be? But either way, that's a strange sound, right? Kotsun, kotsun. Natsuko's heart pounded. Then, one Saturday afternoon, a few days later, Natsuko, Emi-chan, Yoshiko-chan, Shizue-san, and some others were playing Chinese jump rope at the park next to their school. A 2-meter-high concrete fence stood between their school and the park. They were having so much fun playing that before they knew it, it was already evening. The sunset in the western sky was like nothing Natsuko had ever seen before. Look! Look at the sky! Natsuko pointed. Oh no! The sky is on fire! Emi-chan said, falling over. Everyone watched it for a moment. The windows of the school also sparkled red. And then suddenly, a figure wearing a bowler hat appeared in one of the second-floor windows. Who's that? Natsuko rubbed her eyes. That's not the janitor, is it? I mean, I've never seen him wear a hat like that, Emi-chan said. That's the art room, right? Shizue-san said, confused. Sir? Who are you? Natsuko yelled. Then the dark figure suddenly disappeared. What a weird old man. How creepy. I wonder what he was doing over there. The girls all looked at each other. At any rate, the next day was a Sunday, so they decided to head to the art room to check it out. After all, it was still the middle of the day, and there was 4 of them. I'm not afraid, Natsuko thought. But when they opened the art room door, it turned out she really was scared. Inside, nothing looked different. What about this room? Shizue-san said. Next door was a small storage room, used as a club room full of various art supplies and such. Inside was a real cow skull and a stuffed pheasant and such. Natsuko flung the door open. Doing her best not to look at the cow skull, she peered around the jam-packed room. On the shelf in front of her, there were 3 busts of Venus made of plaster. Nothing looks different, Natsuko said, relieved. Ah! That bust is wearing a hat! Shizue-san pointed. Eh? A hat? Natsuko jumped in surprise. In the corner of the bottom shelf, there was a plaster bust covered in dust. I didn't know there was another bust down there. It really is wearing a hat. Huh? It's a bowler hat. But it couldn't be. Natsuko approached and looked carefully at it. The depressions in the plaster that made up its white eyes then suddenly moved. Kya! Natsuko jumped out of the room and ran straight down the hall towards the janitor's room. Everyone ran after her. I see. That bust, huh? The janitor then seemed to remember a story, which he shared with them. Apparently, that bust was made long ago by the then art teacher, Yamashita, who modelled it after himself. But soon afterwards, Yamashita then fell ill and died. I guess sometimes he also wants to move around and wipe the dust off, the old man said with a nod. After that, people realized the kotsun sound was coming from that bust moving around.